Story time.
Hey, let me tell you this wild story that happened to me during the 9/11 attacks. Trust me, you wouldn't want to be in my shoes that day. So picture this. Anyway, in '98, I met another Saudi guy studying there in America, and this Saudi guy was working at the embassy. We became buddies for over 2 years. After 2 years, my friend was selling his car that we used to ride together to go back and forth to the university because he was going back home after graduating. I said, "Okay, I'll buy it from you." And indeed, I bought it from him, and he went back home. Fast forward to 2001, just before September 11th, I enrolled in some summer classes. One day, I was told my political science lecture is happening inside the Pentagon itself. Yeah, talk about an exclusive classroom. I was told I could go in just with my university ID. So I went there looking for the bus to take me to the class. As soon as I arrived, I was greeted by a military dude saluting me and gesturing for me to enter. Wait, why's he saluting me? I thought maybe it's part of the class introductions. Maybe this is normal? Quite strange. But hey, no complaints. I'm in and not taking the bus like the other classmates, and I was headed to the Pentagon. Now here's where it gets interesting. The car I was driving, it's got this sticker that says, "Authorized to enter." I thought it's just some insurance sticker and never paid attention to it. Turns out, my buddy, who used to work at the embassy, bought the car from some high-ranking American officer. And that sticker? It's like a golden ticket into the Pentagon. So, there I was, cruising around inside the Pentagon in my car, feeling like a VIP. Soldiers are saluting left and right, and I'm just soaking it all in, enjoying the view. Eventually, I went to what they call the Western parking lot. There's a runway there. I light up a cigarette and watch some military drills, people crawling and soldiers parading. It's quite a show. But here's the kicker. It turned out the class never happened. It's a one-time thing. The next day I went to the university and continued as usual. Few days later, the embassy sent me a letter saying the study program was canceled. I asked myself why they sent a letter about the mission being canceled. I made my reservation for September 11th. And as I'm going to the airport, the attacks happened. An airplane hit the Pentagon. Of course, they canceled flights because the airport shut down completely, so I headed back home. But when they checked the passenger names, guess who's on the list? Yep, yours truly. Next thing I know, I'm getting called in for questioning. They're summoning anyone who booked a flight that day. Can you believe it? They start grilling me, like, "How did you manage to get into the Pentagon?" I'm like, "Hold up, there's no way." They're convinced I'm somehow connected to those terrorists who hit the World Trade Center. They're laying the blame on me like it's nothing. I headed straight to my embassy and briefed them on the situation. The embassy officials were shocked. They couldn't believe it. You know, the situation was really tough. It was impossible to make them understand. Even the embassy said the same. They told me, "As soon as the airports reopen, just leave. We can't do anything for you right now. The situation is extremely sensitive and we can't intervene. If they caught me, I'd just have to wait it out for a year or two before they know the truth." I had packed up my apartment, loaded everything into my car. I told my family to go ahead by taxi while I headed on my own with a Pakistani friend. The streets, normally bustling, were eerily quiet. I mean, we're talking Washington, D.C. here, not exactly known for its empty roads. Especially when we reached the airport 2 or 3 kilometers before, no traffic jam at all. And as we roll up to the airport, it hits me. Security is on high alert. Word's out that they're after some big fish today. But why? Because they've found the suspect. Yeah, right, like it's that easy. Turns out they're monitoring me closely, scrutinizing my every move. But my Pakistani buddy and I are clueless. We're just strolling along trying to figure out if we're heading to the airport or walking down a ghost town. Eventually we make it to the airport, only to be met with cameras flashing and security everywhere. I'm silent, trying to wrap my head around the situation while the press snaps away. I never expected this to happen to me one day. They photographed me and handcuffed me. They put me on the ground, me and the poor Pakistani guy. We told them to search our bags. They didn't find anything. So what? They said, "We want to search your apartment." I said, "No problem. Search it." They actually entered the apartment and searched it. Why did they search the apartment? They thought for sure I left some kind of a farewell message for the Americans. They searched the apartment and found nothing. They said, "You're definitely a terrorist." I said, "Why?" "What did I do?" "You entered the Pentagon before." I told them, "Guys, I'm trying to explain, but the situation there at that time couldn't bear clarification in the first place. They ended up walking with me until I reached my family's place, and they start filming my family. But indeed, my family was there, waiting for me. Passengers are eyeing me like I'm about to pull off some crazy stunt. It's like they're expecting gunfire, bombs, tear gas, you name it, all because of a misunderstanding. They said to the press, "Erase all the pictures you took because this person really didn't do anything." And we were suspected of some facts, but it was a coincidence. There was nothing on us. The press started erasing the videos and pictures. As we're about to board the plane, the ordeal wasn't over yet. The authorities swore they wouldn't let me board. Even the other passengers didn't want me aboard and stood against me. The captain had to intervene, and he said, "Guys, this man is innocent." At the end of the day, I agreed to sit alone in the corner and avoided eye contact and not utter a word. Even a trip to the bathroom requires permission from the captain. The captain talked through the microphone, saying, "The passenger is just going to the bathroom." Throughout the flight, I'm stuck in a corner, but eventually, sanity prevails, and they realize I'm innocent. Apologies are exchanged, and suddenly, I'm the hero of the hour. Some even wanted to take a picture with me. By the time we land, it's a mix of relief and frustration. Sure, they've cleared me, but at what cost? My family's worried sick, and I'm left wondering how something so innocent turned into a full-blown ordeal. So, yeah, that's my wild airport saga. Hopefully you never have to go through anything like it. And if you do, just remember to keep calm and hope for the best.